We often underestimate the profound impact our relationships have on our mental, emotional, and physical health, dismissing them as mere fixtures of daily life. But what if I told you that the depth and quality of the relationships you cultivate could hold the key to a life brimming with joy and fulfillment? Let's delve into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy not solely about enduring life's trials, but also about recognizing the transformative power of surrounding yourself with people who nurture your growth, serenity, and happiness. Stoicism teaches that true peace isn't found in merely weathering storms, but in fostering harmony within ourselves and with those around us. It challenges us to seek out individuals who respect, inspire, and push us toward greatness, rather than simply keeping us complacent. This isn't just about avoiding toxicity. It's about intentionally crafting connections rooted in virtues like justice, wisdom, courage, and moderation. In this exploration, we'll uncover 12 unmistakable signs that it may be time to reassess certain relationships in your life. This journey isn't merely about identifying harmful dynamics. It's about making deliberate choices that safeguard your inner peace and align with your deepest values. Whether you're striving for healthier connections or summoning the courage to make difficult decisions, this discussion will equip you with the tools to revolutionize how you approach relationships. Together, let's embark on this path, learning to release toxic ties with grace while safeguarding the most precious gift we possess, our inner tranquility. If this resonates with you, consider showing your support by subscribing, ensuring you stay connected as we navigate this transformative journey. Each step forward will bring you closer to a life guided by purpose, integrity, and peace. Respect, the bedrock of meaningful relationships. At the heart of every thriving relationship lies respect, the cornerstone upon which trust, kindness, and mutual understanding are built. In Stoic philosophy, respect is intricately linked to the virtue of justice, which calls for fairness, dignity, and ethical conduct in all our interactions. When respect is absent, it represents not only a breach of moral principles, but also a departure from the Stoic ideals that lead us toward a virtuous and meaningful existence. Reflect on how it feels to be treated disrespectfully, even when you extend respect to others. It's more than discomfort. It's a gradual erosion of your dignity, undermining your ability to live in alignment with virtue. Stoicism urges us to respond to disrespect with reason, clarity, and detachment, understanding that such behavior deviates from the path of virtue. Rather than reacting with anger or resentment, we're encouraged to evaluate the situation calmly and decide whether continuing the relationship serves our higher purpose. Walking away from a disrespectful connection isn't failure. It's an affirmation of your self-worth and a commitment to living justly. Through Stoic wisdom, we learn that setting boundaries and protecting our peace allow us to choose relationships that uplift our integrity and well-being. Mental health and emotional well-being. The relationships we invest in wield immense influence over our mental and emotional states. Stoicism champions the pursuit of tranquility, a state of emotional balance and calmness, regardless of external circumstances. However, if someone close to you consistently leaves you feeling anxious, stressed, or emotionally drained, it's clear that the relationship may be depleting your energy rather than enriching your life. Stoicism doesn't advocate enduring negativity for the sake of endurance alone. Instead, it encourages us to safeguard our peace by surrounding ourselves with environments and individuals that nourish our spirit. When a relationship persistently saps your emotional vitality, it obstructs the path to a peaceful and meaningful life. The Stoics advise us to distance ourselves from those who bring negativity into our lives, prioritizing our mental health and emotional resilience. This isn't about shying away from discomfort. It's about making conscious choices that align with Stoic virtues like wisdom, rationality, and emotional strength. By taking proactive steps to protect your mental peace, whether through boundary setting or stepping back from toxic dynamics, you actively nurture your well-being. Misaligned values. Our core values serve as a compass, guiding us through life's complexities. When these values clash with another person's actions, it creates internal discord and tension. Stoicism places immense importance on personal integrity and the pursuit of virtue. If someone in your life repeatedly acts in ways that contradict your values, such as dishonesty, manipulation, or disrespect, it can become a persistent source of inner conflict. The Stoics emphasize the significance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who embody the virtues we aspire to live by. When someone's actions consistently oppose your values, it generates friction that hinders your peace and personal growth. Recognizing this misalignment isn't about condemning others. It's about acknowledging that some relationships may not contribute to your moral and ethical development. Stoicism invites us to reflect thoughtfully on these connections, empowering us to make choices that honor our values and foster our highest potential. Shedding what no longer serves you. The path to flourishing relationships. When reconciliation or compromise feels out of reach, it may be time to release relationships that obstruct your journey toward wisdom and virtue. By doing so, you ensure that the bonds in your life elevate rather than hinder your highest aspirations. A nourishing relationship should leave both individuals feeling invigorated, inspired, and supported. If interactions consistently leave you emotionally or physically drained, this is not merely an inconvenience. It's a red flag signaling imbalance. Stoicism reminds us to steward our inner energy wisely, channeling it into pursuits that foster growth, peace, and resilience. Relationships that deplete us stand in direct opposition to this philosophy. When a connection leaves you exhausted, it demands reflection. Are the dynamics skewed? Is one party taking more than they give? Addressing such imbalances requires introspection and courage. Sometimes, stepping back from energy-draining relationships becomes necessary to preserve your well-being and align with your path forward. This process is not about shunning all challenging relationships, but about cultivating connections that nurture your growth, peace, and flourishing as an individual. The Stoic blueprint for healthier relationships, ranging from outright deceit to insidious gaslighting. Manipulation undermines your ability to perceive truth and act with integrity. Confronting manipulation demands unwavering commitment to Stoic values. It involves piercing through distortions, remaining steadfast in your pursuit of truth, and setting firm boundaries when necessary. Reflecting on the dynamics of a manipulative relationship can illuminate whether it's salvageable or if distancing yourself is essential for preserving your integrity and peace of mind. Breaking free from such entanglements allows you to realign with the Stoic ideal of living truthfully and authentically, paving the way for clearer thinking and deeper serenity. Trust, the pillar of meaningful connection. At the core of every profound relationship lies trust, a cornerstone deeply intertwined with the Stoic virtue of justice. Justice, in Stoic philosophy, champions fairness, honesty, and reliability. Trust embodies these qualities, forming the foundation upon which healthy, reciprocal relationships are built. When trust is present, relationships flourish. When it falters, the entire structure weakens. Cultivating trust means upholding these virtues in every interaction, ensuring that your connections reflect the highest ideals of human fellowship. Trust serves as the bedrock of every meaningful connection. Without it, relationships crumble under the weight of doubt and insecurity, leaving little room for authentic closeness. When trust shatters, it often reflects a failure to uphold timeless Stoic virtues like integrity, fairness, and transparency. In its absence, suspicion, fear, and defensiveness take root, poisoning the soil where intimacy once grew. A relationship marred by broken trust forces you into a state of constant vigilance, bracing for betrayal at every turn. Yet Stoicism reminds us that dependability and openness are not merely noble ideals. They're the fertile ground in which trust can thrive. If trust is fractured, The Stoic path calls for courageous self-reflection and honest dialogue. Ask yourself, am I contributing, however unintentionally, to this erosion of trust? Stoicism urges us to confront such questions head-on, striving to restore what has been lost through sincerity and steadfastness. Should the fault lie with the other party, a Stoic response blends empathy with firm boundaries, compassion tempered by wisdom. However, there are moments when rebuilding trust becomes impossible, and stepping away from the relationship may be the only way to preserve your peace of mind. Trust is not merely a cornerstone of relationships. It is essential to achieving the tranquility Stoicism so deeply values. Without trust, relationships cannot offer the harmony they promise, and reevaluating their alignment with your moral compass becomes imperative. Stoicism unequivocally rejects abuse in any form, physical, emotional, or verbal, as it violates the fundamental principle of treating all individuals with inherent dignity and respect. Enduring abuse silently is antithetical to Stoic teachings, which prioritize safeguarding one's self-respect and inner peace above all else. The Stoic concept of the inner citadel emphasizes fortifying your spirit against external harm while maintaining your integrity. If trapped in an abusive dynamic, removing yourself from the situation is not an act of vengeance, but a bold step toward protecting your mental and emotional well-being. Acting wisely and courageously means seeking support from trusted allies, whether friends, family, or professionals, who can guide you towards safety and healing. For Stoics, living a life of virtue and purpose requires creating space for personal growth and moral excellence, a goal incompatible with enduring abuse. Relationships, according to Stoicism, should serve as crucibles for mutual growth and transformation. They are not stagnant pools, but flowing rivers, nourishing both partners with shared experiences, constructive feedback, and encouragement to live virtuously. When a relationship stagnates, stifling growth rather than fostering it, it strays from Stoic ideals. Such stagnation leaves both individuals feeling trapped, their potential smothered beneath layers of complacency. To address this, open communication about shared goals and aspirations is vital. Sometimes, though, it becomes clear that a relationship no longer aligns with your pursuit of wisdom and virtue. In these cases, Stoicism encourages decisive action, even if it means distancing yourself from connections that hinder your progress. Every relationship presents an opportunity to practice virtue and move closer to eudaimonia, or flourishing. When a relationship fails to contribute to this higher purpose, reassessing its role in your life becomes necessary. Life introduces us to a spectrum of relationships, some uplifting, others draining. The Stoic lens reveals these interactions as opportunities to embody truth, integrity, and self-respect. By confronting negative patterns, establishing boundaries, and cultivating relationships that inspire growth and reciprocity, we craft lives rooted in our deepest values. Recognizing when a relationship obstructs your path to fulfillment is crucial, not just for personal satisfaction, but for ensuring your connections resonate with your core principles. A purposeful life demands intentionality, including careful consideration of who shares your energy and shapes your journey. In Stoic philosophy, relationships transcend mere companionship. They are arenas where virtues like fairness, generosity, and reciprocity are tested and refined. A thriving partnership depends on balance. Both parties must give and receive in equal measure. When one person consistently prioritizes their own needs at the expense of the other, the delicate equilibrium collapses. This imbalance fosters resentment, erodes trust, and weakens the bond over time. True harmony arises when both individuals commit to nurturing the relationship with mutual care and respect. Stoicism illuminates the path to virtue through self-mastery and the profound understanding that the welfare of others is as vital as our own. When selfishness takes center stage in a relationship, it erects a wall that blocks both personal and ethical progress. Confronting such behavior demands honesty and clear, compassionate communication. Rather than pointing fingers, the Stoic way advocates for calmly articulating the effects of this conduct and collaborating to forge a solution. However, this approach does not equate to enduring mistreatment. If efforts to inspire change prove futile, Stoicism imparts the bravery to step away from relationships that no longer align with our values or contribute meaningfully to our lives. Walking away is not an act of desertion. It is acknowledging when a connection no longer enriches your well-being. In Stoic philosophy, communication serves as an extension of virtue itself. The words we select carry the weight to either elevate or harm. Should negativity, sarcasm, or belittlement infiltrate the foundation of dialogue within a relationship, they erode respect and shatter trust. Destructive communication doesn't merely inflict fleeting pain. It can irreparably alter how individuals perceive one another. The Stoic mindset urges us to speak with intention, not to dominate arguments, but to nurture understanding. Resolving conflicts should aim to mend connections, not to declare winners or losers. Enhancing communication requires deliberate effort, defining clear objectives, practicing active listening, and, if needed, seeking guidance to refine how we express ourselves. If harmful patterns persist despite sincere attempts, Stoicism counsels us to safeguard our tranquility. At times, the healthiest decision is to distance ourselves from relationships that consistently undermine our peace. Respecting personal boundaries and needs lies at the heart of Stoic teachings. A relationship that disregards these essentials risks becoming unbalanced and unsustainable. When your needs are overlooked, whether through boundary violations, unilateral decisions, or dismissal of your emotions, it signals disrespect and fosters an unhealthy dynamic. In Stoic thought, recognizing and asserting your needs isn't selfishness. It's an act of self-preservation. Establishing firm boundaries and communicating them assertively is indispensable for cultivating a thriving relationship. If, even after doing so, your needs remain neglected, it may be time to reassess the relationship's viability. Stoicism encourages surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and support our growth, rather than those who deplete our energy. A relationship that repeatedly fails to meet this criterion might not deserve preservation. Mutual accountability forms the bedrock of robust relationships. Stoicism underscores personal responsibility, urging us to reflect on our actions and embrace their consequences fully. In its absence, misunderstandings proliferate and trust crumbles. For relationships to flourish, they require clarity of expectations and mutual admiration. When one party consistently neglects accountability, the bond becomes uneven and fragile. Stoicism champions open discussions about expectations, establishing standards for behavior, and regularly checking in to ensure both voices are heard and respected. Should these endeavors falter, reevaluating the relationship becomes necessary, as sustaining mutual accountability is pivotal for moral and personal advancement. Ultimately, Stoicism is not about clinging to toxic relationships under the guise of loyalty. It's about pursuing virtue, wisdom, and inner serenity. Every relationship presents an opportunity to embody these principles. If a relationship perpetually impedes your growth, releasing it is an act of discernment, not abandonment. A life guided by Stoic ideals is anchored in respect, accountability, and shared support. If your relationships fail to mirror these tenets, the most courageous choice may be to walk away, prioritizing your peace and growth over clinging to what no longer serves you.